Our last car is going to be a 1940 Ford Coupe. Now, what was interesting about these cars, this was a body style that lasted to about 1948 through the war, World War II, and this would be the last sort of body style of the fender configuration. After 1948 into 1950, the bodies were now all smooth, sort of like they are today, where fenders are added to sort of part of the body, whereas these fenders are still added onto the side of the car, a little bit of a running board left configuration. But you can see the transition. We've gone from this, which is now a more integrated design, much more soft, and the lines are moving over the top of the body form, to this, where we still have sort of that boxy sort of shape. And then of course, then from here, it started with the Model T. So the Model T configuration, again, very carriage oriented, to the 32 Ford. Still had sort of that boxy shape, but we're getting more of the sophisticated sense of surfacing and roundness to some of the details. To now, 10 years later, these sort of took 10-year increments, to the 1940s Ford, okay? So we're gonna draw this. Again, this was called a businessman coupe because it's very popular with people. It was a two-door. Okay? Again, same thing. We've got put our box together here. Ground clearance here between the lower part of the hubcap. Put a little hubcap here. Very soft. You notice how the tire is wider here, smaller here, so it goes down. It's smaller in terms of height because it's going back as a perspective, and the ellipse is obviously thinner because it goes back. It actually is flowing backwards. So you see more of the circular shape up front than you do towards the back. It's a much more flamboyant bumper. There's the center of the. There's our fender, comes across here. You have sort of this beak, almost looking like a bird. Okay, here's our fender, and you notice now the lamps are integrated into the fender. They don't stick on top of the surface like on this. They're not just add-on parts, but now we're getting this more what's called integrated design of parts. Back, and it drops back like this. We're gonna do this. See how it drops back like that. At the side of the door, this distance. This is called a split window. Rod right there. And it kind of curls back. There's a nice round shape here. Glass. There's our door at about the middle of the body here. Actually comes up this way. And just take your time and just lightly put in the lines. If you have to change them, just move them around a little bit. You don't need to erase anything. So there's our sort of our fender flare, but see how wide the fender is in the front? You know, here it was just this little fender here, and it came down and you had the radiator. Now we've integrated The fender is now very large and it goes towards the center of the vehicle. We got sort of this peak looking here for the cowl. It's all one big hood now. Put some ornamentation on the side. Okay. A little bit of a grill. Two lines here. You got the outside of the bezel that it adheres to the fender itself, and this is still the lamp itself that sticks out. A little bit of a hood ornament. Center here. Again, you're looking at details. Even though we're still doing this box, break it in sort of box shapes to kind of get the outside proportions, we go very lightly and then making sure we have these nice integrated soft shapes. Because now we're no longer just making boxes. This comes up a little higher, I think. No more spokes. See that? We now have full-on covers, solid wheels, steel wheels. There's the other tire on that side, so you got a little bit on that side over there. And maybe on the front we put a little bit of tread, kind of looking like a little pattern maybe. Oh, these are white walls. Yeah, a little hard to keep the white walls white when you're sketching like I sketch. So I kind of sketch fast and just get the basic impressions of what I'm up to. We can throw that other side in here. See that dark? That's basically the other side here. When you look at this, this is the other side of that panel. See that? So you see, you're looking through. Remember we talked about doing glass? When you do glass, you actually sort of draw it three-dimensionally, and you draw through it. So it actually looks like there's something on the other side. So it does give the appearance of glass. Okay. Like I said, a little bit of ornamentation here. Piece of bright trim, they call it. Goes back this way. And let's see, probably a reflect. So you can see highlights here. So we'll keep that highlight and maybe just draw a little bit of a reflection across the side. I tend to draw car reflections sort of low on the car this way, as if it's, you know, reading something. You know, if there were, let's say if there were a tree right here as an example, okay, this were a tree next to the car, you'd actually see that tree as a reflection in the side of the car. So when you go out and look at cars, cars are really sort of a mirror image of our environment. So anything, if you're standing next to it, there's a person standing next to it, that person is going to be in that car. So if you go out and look at a car, especially black cars, they really show off all this nice environment. You're going to actually see these reflections of the environment in the side of the vehicle. And of course, the vehicles are soft, so everything's condensed. You're going to see up here, you're going to see blue from the sky. And so you're going to see a lot of very interesting colors and shape in a car now that they've gotten much softer in time. Okay? Yeah. So I think that does us well. And to our last project.